Welcome everyone to the Duck Pond. For those of you new here, what we do is we play a game for a week, and at the end of the week, we do a review on it. This week's game is Sonic Mania. And without further ado, let's just dash right in. So we're dashing right in with the plot of the game. And it's your basic Sonic plot of Eggman collecting this giant ruby. I think it's called the Infinite Gem or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the gem. But he's on that, trying to take over the world again. Like he always does. So he goes to take over this, take over the world. Your job is, as Sonic, to defeat him. Like always. Um, this game, but then, I mean, it's the basic plot. Every Sonic has the basic plot of Eggman's pretty much just Eggman's up to some bullshit, and you need to stop him. Like always up to something. So with that, hot. As I actually love simple plots, simplistic plots, and not dragged out. And you can easily go through a game knowing what's going to happen. And sometimes that's fun. Other times it's, kind of iffy. But typically it's fun because you know what's coming. You know you're going to be doing these things. You got to go through these levels to beat Eggman, or you got to go through this stuff to beat the game. Like convoluted games, that's lore and plot is just what the ever living hell is the Kingdom Hearts games. I can watch videos on those all day, and those videos can take like up to 3-4 hours for you to figure out what's going on in the plot. And then even then, you still don't understand. But this game's plot, Sonic, normal Sonic plot. Into the gameplay of it, I'm gonna spin right into it. I wish I had that little thing where I could do that editing where it spins me while I do say that. Oh, whatever. But the gameplay. Okay. I mean, there's not much to say. It's your typical Sonic gameplay. You're going to turn into a ball and dash around. You're going to run super fast. You're going to jump on springs. You're going to jump on enemies, defeat enemies. Get to the end of a level and fight a boss. And during the game, you are also, this one specifically. I think it happened in 3 as well, or Sonic and 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Because they had gold rings. And you would go into gold ring and it send you to a special zone and you can earn a Chaos Emerald. This one, same deal. You earn a Chaos Emerald in some of these by chasing a robot who has a Chaos Emerald in his clutches, and you gotta collect enough rings to get your time to go higher so you can chase after him longer and collect blue orbs and get yourself to go faster up to Mach 3 so you can catch up to him fast. And each robot with a one is progressively more difficult. But they're fun. They are still fun. And in my gameplay, in my run of the game, I didn't collect all the Chaos Emeralds. So, like in the game after defeating Eggman. But if you can't collect all the Chaos Emeralds, there's still two other levels. And you still have to face those. And I didn't do that run. I may in the future do a Chaos Emerald run, but might be a little bit, might be a while. I'll do it. Um, yeah. In this game, you can also play as, if you got the base game, you can play as Sonic, Sonic and Tails, or Knuckles. Now, if you got the DLC, you get 2 other characters. I can't remember their names. One's like an armadillo, and one's like a golden Sonic, like looks like like Sonic's base form, like of the old school classic Sonic, but gold or yellow. Those are the two characters you can play as, and each one has their different stuff. I only did a Sonic and Tails run because honestly, in some places using Tails little grab me and drag me up and go where I need to go higher for a short amount, like fly upwards. Helps out tremendously. The bosses weren't really difficult. There were some that were just annoying. The octopus in the oil ocean level is absolutely annoying. And again, the no chaos run Robotnik is absolutely annoying. Did not like him. Did not like him at all. Annoying. Hated him. But I beat him. Still hated him, but I beat him. And now we're going to I don't know spring into the next one. Next thing, which is how it aged. This game not super old. Not. I don't even remember when it was actually made. But yeah, it's not a super old game. It could have been a lot more, a lot worse, you know. But for a game that came out back in 2017, so it came out in 2017, that captured the fun, the style of the original Sonic games and made people like Sonic and brought it to a new audience just makes everything amazing. Like the soundtrack, it's still Sonic. It is amazing. Your your music's amazing. Like as soon as you get into Chemical Plant Zone, you know that beat that what are doing? You know that's Chemical Plant. You don't even have to see the level. You just hear that music and you know if you're a Sonic fan, you know Chemical Plant Zone instantly. Almost almost as much as you would know the Green Hills Zone theme, stuff like that. But Chemical Plant will always be iconic, even though it's Sonic 2, not original Sonic, but Sonic 2, but still iconic soundtracks. Like they redone some of the levels and gave like emphasized their soundtrack. It made it a little bit more, and because of that, I think the music aged well. The graphics, it went with old school graphics. I don't want to say it's aged. I mean, it is a product of its time. It is those pixelation, the 16-bit, like 32. It might have been 30. Can't remember. I think it was 32. It might have been 6. I think it was 32-bit. Anyway, those old bit styles that who knew that time. But this is again like it's a love letter to the original Sonic games to the point of they emulated the original graphics. So as much as I want to say the graphics are aged from the past, I think it fits. And because we brought it into 2017, it didn't as poorly. Even now, roughly 6 years later, I still find the graphics enjoyable. The animations, I mean, they're Sonic animations, product of their time. They look like the old school Sonic games animations. Controls were pretty simple controls. Sometimes Tails doesn't want to listen to you. Sometimes Sonic wants to turn into a spinball out of nowhere. It's like, stop, stop. But yeah, well, all the controls weren't hard. Then control, like using a joystick or like when I used an Xbox controller, I could use this. Sorry, I could use this or this right down here to control how I moved Sonic. The D-pad or the left joystick controlled how I controlled Sonic. Sometimes the joystick was better for a level, and sometimes the D-pad was better. It depends on the level, honestly, or your play style. If you're good with joystick on everything, go for it. If you're good with D-pad, better with D-pad, go for that. You can figure out how to do both, go for it. And that is honestly on controls. That's great. It's aged pretty well. I'm pretty good, and I honestly don't have a lot of negative to say about it. I mean, I was raised on Sonic and Mario, so a Sonic game. Come on, going to. I'm probably gonna be biased and think it's good no matter what. But that might be the nostalgia talk. Like I said, that Mania, the look of the old school games gives that nostalgic feeling of playing the original games again. So it could be just nostalgia. Now I will give it a fair thing, a fair point. If you honestly just play through it and you learn your path, game ain't gonna take super long. Honestly, if you want to, you could probably beat it in a day, less than a day. And that's without doing a speed run. If you do a speed run, you could. So it's not super good. Does it have replay value? Yes, because you can play either as like again, Sonic. You play as Sonic and Tails. You can play as Knuckles. You can play as two other things. There's 5 different routes to go through in this game, and then you also have the Chaos Emeralds you can collect. You can either not collect them, or you collect them all. So there's right there for each character 2 different times, or for each one 2 different things. That's 10 different times of playing through the game. And then you might want to do speedruns, get your speed faster, see how well you do with the other speedrunners. And I think that that is a replay value. So, into my final thoughts. Sonic Mania is a good casual game. It can be a good competitive game in the speedrun category, but it is a good casual game. Now, if you're not a Sonic fan, like you're just like Sonic sucks, or you play Sonic like Wolf de Doo, maybe you might not like this one. Maybe you're into the 3D Sonic. This game is 2D Sonic. Maybe you're into 3D Sonic. That style suits you better. And if you are, maybe you won't like it. But if you're into 3D Sonic, I still say give 2D Sonic a try. He deserves his love too. And for those of you that are all Sonic fans, just play the game. You're gonna have fun with it. It's Sonic. You're just gonna have fun. So I will say, I recommend this game. Um, and I think everyone who likes Sonic, and even those who are new to Sonic, should try it and give it a good. Now, at the very end of each episode, we tell you next week's game. And unfortunately, I'm going to tell you with this game, this may be the next few weeks. Not just because it's one game, but it's a full series that I have been dying to play again. Because I played it originally on the Game Boy Advance, back when it first came out. And I played on emulators. I love this series. But we need to review it and see if it's still as good as we remember. And that is Mega Man Battle Network. I just bought the Mega Man Battle Network series, like the Legacy Collection. So I have one, two, three, one version of 3, one version of 4, one version of 5, and one version of 6 to go through. And I'm planning on doing those over the next 6 weeks. So the wheel span this week's game is Battle Network 1. It didn't matter. As soon as it landed on Battle Network, I was probably going to do this in Battle Network 1. I am happy to go through this journey with you guys. We're going to go through all 6 games, one a week. Heck, it might not even last a full week. But I will review each game at the end of each. And on the 6th game, after playing through all the previous ones, we are going to give our honest opinion on the plotline of the whole series, the story, the gameplay from each game as it went on, and if it did age well. Because there's an option with this one where you can have 2 different like HD graphics, which is just crisper graphics, or you can have the original graphics. I'm going to do the original graphics, but that's my thing. We're going to do that, and thank you for all for stopping by. If you like the content, please like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Until then, keep chill, and I'll see you all later. Keep swimming along.